back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another.
Team Curry going to have the ball first as we start the fourth. You figured they certainly had the advantage coming into this one. Jay, that's how it's played out.
On paper, this wasn't set up to be much of a contest. If the crowd could have gotten into it early, maybe. But sometimes a team is so good that you never had a chance to even start.
Lee with the basketball. His guys down big. Nice pass to get things going.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Lillard. No good.
I got ball. I got ball.
Shot by Lee, no good. Harden in possession. His guys hold a commanding lead. Leonard to Davis. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
The versatility of Anthony Davis makes him one of the most special players in the league today. He can score on you with his back to the basket, but if you also leave him open on the perimeter, he's going to knock that down with ease.
To Thompson. For three. Jay, I don't know if you call that the shooter's touch, but they will take it.
Well, essentially, the touch did help the ball go in, Ed. I don't know. I might have to agree to disagree on that one.
Courtney Lee up against the Weber State product. Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way.
You got to go for the score here right now in this possession.
Stuffs it down with authority.
This is where I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
D's got it. Damian Lillard. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Knocked loose. Davis. Thompson. Textbook defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
And throws it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Now their head coach signals for a timeout. He'll get his crew together and talk it all through. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Simmons with a shot. That won't go. Leonard. And scores, plus the foul. Patented move for Anthony Davis, and a chance at three.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Anthony Davis at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far, and he can't convert the free throw. Dallas has it.
Hey, switch, I got him.
Knocked loose. That's out of bounds. Last touch by LeBron. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Number 77 and number 11, Tim Hardaway Jr.
Fires the three, buries the wide open three. That's too easy.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. To James. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
To Thompson. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Few do it as well. Klay Thompson, hand in his face, strokes the three.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that three despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
Brunson to Hardaway. Knocked loose. Plays like that could turn a game around. To Durant. It goes down.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
The drive. Right to the... Got a piece of him.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Yes, Klay Thompson. He's now 4 for 6.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
To Luka Doncic. Anthony Davis pins it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
And he finishes at the rim.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. For LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Dallas with the possession. Hardaway, deep right corner. Nowitzki. Dirk. Nowitzki. Very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
I know these mishaps happen defensively, but sometimes this can be the best thing for an offensive player who maybe hasn't found his rhythm yet. Don't let him get going.
And 2 for AD.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
No good. Across the timeline comes James. His guys holding the big lead. Look at the fight for that ball. We'll get a jump. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor.
1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter.
Kyrie Irving lines it up for 2. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Mavericks with the basketball. Durant with the basketball up top. He'll run the offense.
Oh, out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Short jumper off the mark.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
To Lee. And they call it.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Kyrie Irving. That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Anthony Davis with a piece.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
My ball. I got it. Let's go.
Deep three at the buzzer.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The West All-Stars put their opponents away in a blowout. They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, they did it with excellent defense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the West. The Mavericks seemed to lose their edge as the game got out of hand. Losses like this become main discussion topics in the media. So hopefully this team is ready to answer the tough questions. It's not going to be fun. Check out the leading scores for the Dallas Mavericks.
Game track. Defense.
The West All-Stars showed us how important defense can be in this league, especially when it leads to plenty of opportunities on the other end of the court.
Player of the game.
LeBron James seemed to think he could only score points with dunks in this game. Again and again, he kept throwing them down, and it was just astonishing.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here are the top plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.